Warm greetings to one and all delegates who are assembled here for Invade 2022 conference. That is an international conference for all healthcare students. We are pleased to welcome you for the third edition of Invade 2022 conference, and which is under the Squad Medicine and Research Organization. We are having collaborating partners for Invade 2022 conference. They are IJMS, ISCI, ACEMED, WD, RC MEDICREW, FINDUTSAV, MGT, and GAIMS. We thank you for joining for the session. So without further ado, we would be commencing with the inauguration ceremony. First of all, we would like to welcome our chief guest for the day, Dr. Vinay Nandicoori, sir. So thank you so much, sir, for joining for the inauguration ceremony and pleasing us with your presence. Nandita, I and Nandita would be moderating the today's session. So Nandita, over to you.
Okay, very good evening to everyone. Respected sir and all the delegates, my name is Nandita Thakkar and I'm the organizing secretary for Invade 2022. Our organizing committee comprises of Chief Patron Dr. L.V. Simachalam Kutipilla, co-patron Tarun Kumar Suvari and Madhav Sai Sivapuram, organizing chairman Dr. Sulekya Interu, organizing co-chairman Sai Kiran Kuchana, organizing secretary Nandita Thakkar, organizing joint secretary Devang Srivastav, PSV Kalyani, Praveen Kasina, Hemant Reddy, Sri Harsha Bopana, conference coordinators Satvik, Rohit, Narsimha, and Shreyas Virvani. Today we have our chief guest Dr. Vinay Nandicoori, who will be inaugurating Invade 2022. Dr. Vinay Nandicoori sir is a well-known molecular biologist who has contributed immensely to delineating the signaling networks in Mycobacterium tuberculosis, the causative agent of tuberculosis. He did his Masters of Science in Biotechnology at Indian Institute of Technology, Bombay, and PhD in Molecular and Cellular Biology from ISC Bangalore. He was a postdoc at Texas A&M University and University of Virginia before returning to India in 2004 to establish his research group at National Institute of Immunology, New Delhi. He has over 25 research papers to his name in International Journal of High Repute. He holds the High J.C. Bose Fellowship. He is the recipient of several awards like the National Bioscience Award for Career Development and the NACI Scopus Young Scientist Award. He is elected fellow of all the 3 science academies of India. We welcome you to today's ceremony, sir. And now I would like to request sir to take over and inaugurate Invade 2022. Over to you, sir.
It's a pleasure. Thank you very much for inviting me for this Invade 2022 conference that you're organizing for healthcare workers across the world, right? As it's been pointed out. Thank you, Nandita and Shreyas, for the invite. And what I would like to do is, if I can share some slides, I would like to share some slides. No, not possible. So
you can share, sir.
Yeah. What I can basically, no, it's not enabled. What I want to do is take this opportunity to convey to all the students who are actually pursuing a different kind of a stream, which is healthcare workers, about what they need to do know, or what they can and what way they can contribute in, and what way research can help them in actually making their knowledge as a whole. So that is the reason I was basically saying that I have a very short presentation, try to keep something to talk about how science has kind of contributed in many ways for the pandemic and other things. We all know that this is how our cell looks. Every part, every one of us have billions and lots of cells in our body, and each cell has similar set of things inside. For example, you have a nucleus, you have mitochondria, you have ribosomes, which are involved in protein synthesis. This is how a cell functions, and what we know is the following is the central dogma, where a DNA is made into RNA, and then RNA is made into protein. And the process of making duplication of DNA is called replication. Making RNA from DNA is called transcription. Making protein from RNA is called translation. But we all also know that when, as you know, as healthcare workers, you would appreciate more than in healthcare studying people who are students, you would appreciate more than anybody else the number of infections we face as on a daily basis. There are fungal infections, parasitic infections, viral infections, bacterial infections, prion diseases that are prevalent across in our this thing. There are approximately so many bacteria known to cause many diseases that are listed here. I really don't want to go and talk about each one of them, but it is suffice to say quite a lot of them are dangerous to our health. And there are more than 200 viruses that also cause cold or upper respiratory tract infections. So it's like, if you really look into the history of our science and what we know in all these years, 1,000 years or so, last 1,000 years or so, there have been so many pandemics. What we know of is the current pandemic, but there are so many pandemics that have happened to us over a period of time. It started off with the plague and ends with COVID, which has come very recently. So what's a plague? That was caused essentially by a bacteria called Yersinia pestis, and it came, pretty much killed quite a lot of people during that particular time in 527 to 565. And it is basically this particular bacteria injects something that would actually disable our immune system, and it spread through things like rat, mice, chipmunks, and other things. This was a major killer in our history. And you can see then you have smallpox, which is actually caused by variola virus, which also was a pretty big killer way back in 1796 and around that time. And of course, we all know of influenza pandemic, which came around 100 years ago. And this is caused by, is basically called Spanish flu, caused by the influenza virus. At that point of time, there were 3 waves very similar to what we see today. And these kind of things are basically ended up, eventually, even today, we have influenza virus going around, causing us seasonal flu. And you have HIV, which came way back in 1980s, which caused AIDS. And these are the things that were always there. So pandemics are not new, but we have become acutely aware of this in the last 2 years, 3 years, actually, when COVID came calling. We have not faced a pandemic similar to COVID since Spanish flu that happened in 1918. So essentially, it is once in a century pandemic that has visited us, and it is caused by a very small virus called SARS-CoV-2, which is basically only 30,000 bases. I just want to give you a picture of what is the number of bases in our body. Each cell has 10 to the power of 9 roughly. So you compare 10 to the power of 9 with that of the bacteria. I mean, for this virus, it's like, it's not even a comparison. The 10 to the power of 4 and 10 to the power of 9. So many more bases in our body, but we are taken for a ride by this small thing. So this is the reason why it is important for people to understand research. It's important to know what kind of diagnostics are used. How do we investigate such kind of infections in a laboratory environment? And if you really go back to the Spanish flu, there was a strong interaction between the doctors, healthcare, I mean, all those people who are involved in the healthcare sectors with the scientists, and their interactions are important for us to deal with the future pandemics in India. So it's important, like, people actually understand how things happen. Viruses over a period of time mutate. That's nature. Why does it mutate? It's like this. Every time a genome gets replicated, some mistakes happen. Some are advantages for the virus, it keeps them. Some are disadvantages for the virus, it gets eliminated. So these things continue to happen. And it is important to understand, how do you deal with a future viral pandemic? It's a multi-pronged approach. One has to tell everybody around about what the virus is. and one has to develop diagnostics, one has to have vaccines, one has to have treatments, and one has to have surveillance. All these things put together gives us the ability to combat any pandemic. We have done a pretty good job of combating something like SARS-CoV-2, specifically, vaccinating a country like ours in itself is a huge task, and it was successfully done. Going forward, it is important to have this particular interaction or an experience, research experience for all those people who are actually involved in the healthcare sector to understand what people do, how people actually work with these viruses, and how do they develop diagnostics, how do they develop vaccines. So in the current pandemic, we have actually done something called serology-based survey to find out how many people are infected. Bottom line, we are looking for the antibodies against the virus in your blood. That's it. And we have done almost 1 lakh, not us alone, but many of CSIR institutes have done together 1 lakh genome sequences. This allows us to figure out what kind of evolution is happening in the context of virus. So, and we have also worked on mRNA platform, which is essentially about a vaccine-related platform at our place, and we have done a proof of concept study. So, in addition to that, our fellow CSIR lab has come up with a methodology for detection diagnostics using a genome editing technology. Going forward, as we are moving more and more towards where we the forward, one of the things that's going to happen is precision medicine. It's going to happen. All of us, we are going to figure out, let's just sequence the genome, find out what kind of problems we may have, and then we will give a tailor-made medicine. So this is precision medicine is where the whole healthcare sector is going, which requires an integration of multiple people, healthcare people, those who are laboratory scientists, and even IT people. So it is now much bigger than what it was. You need integration of multidisciplines, and people need to have a very good understanding of how these multiple disciplines are working. So in addition to that, we know that our body is not our body per se. Our body is more microbes than us. In fact, our body has 10 times more microbes than our own cells, right? So that is the number of microbes that are there in our body. And if your microbes are somewhere along the way in your body, you end up getting some kind of an dysbiosis because of infection or whatever, it causes problems. The number of diseases where the microbiota based problems occur is pretty big. So microbiota dysbiosis leads to diseases. So how do you solve this? One, we need to figure out what kind of microbiota changes are there across the population. That is the research part of it. And then come up with therapies. Healthcare is the healthcare sector needs to look at these problems more comprehensively in a large scale to figure out one, basically analysis like collecting the sample, understanding healthy microbiome, finding a correlation between the disease states and the microbiome, and then come up with formulations that would provide us ways out of these health things that happen. For example, one of the things that I can consider as a possibility is, so for example, here is a therapy where you have patients with an infection can be treated from in healthy donors fecal transplant would actually make the patients better. So these kind of things, I mean, it may sound bad, but this is one of the therapies. But it need not be fecal transplant. If we know the microbiota, we can make those combinations out there in vitro and give it as a supplement to the patients. So many of these things can be done. Many of these things need to be done. So what I would basically like to emphasize to all the students who are listening to me is that it is important, one, you know your work, but you also have focus a bit on the research, find out in what way this actually, the knowledge per se in itself, it helps you in doing your job better. 2 years ago, not many would have understood what QRT-PCR means. Now almost everybody does. So what has happened? A pandemic. We don't need to wait for pandemic or next pandemic to become knowledgeable about how research helps healthcare sector. They are all integral part of it, and we all need to work together to solve any future healthcare problems. With this message, thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. That was very rightly said. On behalf of entire organizing committee of MEDINWAY 2022 and SMR, I would like to express my heartfelt gratitude towards Dr. Vinay Nandicoori, sir, for inaugurating our conference and enlightening us with your knowledge. Thank you, sir, for taking out your valuable time from your busy schedule and coming to enlighten us today.
It's my pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for your precious word. It was a pleasure having you for Invade 2022 conference, and thank you for gracing us with your presence and making inauguration a memorable one.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Can I quit?
Okay, so
Yes.
can
Yes, sir. You were with sir. Like, if you want to continue, you can continue, sir. Otherwise, if you have any urgent work, you can leave, sir. Thank you, sir.
Sure. Thank you very much. Thank you for the invitation.
Okay, moving further with the proceedings for the inauguration ceremony. So now we will be
Just a second. Before we move on ahead, I would like to briefly introduce our founders of SMR today. Dr. L.V. Simachalam is the founder of Squad Medicine and Research and chief organizer for Medinvade in all the 3 editions. He's the co-patron for this edition. He is an MBBS graduate from Konasima Institute of Medical Sciences and Research, Andhra Pradesh. He has significant experience in medical research, organizing and volunteering activities. He has done number of projects and events to his credit and attended various international and national conferences. He was also having good number of awards to his credit for recognition for his research and organizing skills. He has published for more than 50 manuscripts in esteemed journal and has been an active bearer of various student organizations. Along with him, we have Mr. Tarun Suveri, who is an active medical student with huge passion towards medical research and is an aspiring physician scientist. He has attended more than 20 national and international conferences. He's a recipient of prestigious Colloqium Award and scholarship as a part of MedEngage 21-22 by Metropolis Lab. Tarun Suveri took over the role of Associate Editor-in-Chief for Global Journal of Medical Students, which is an official publication of GAIMS. He is also founding president for Rangaraya Student Research Society of Rangaraya Medical College and is the co-patron for Medinway 2022. Over to you, Shreyas.
Thank you so much, Nandita. So now proceeding further with the further proceedings for our inauguration ceremony, we would like to invite our collaborations partner to brief about the organization. So first of all, I would like to invite International General for Medical Students to come over the stage and proceed further with the session.
Good afternoon, everybody. Can you hear me?
Yes.
I'm Dr. Duhashilla. Thank you. I'm Dr. Duhashilla. I'm a freshly graduated medical doctor and medical journalist. And today I will be presenting the International Journal of Medical Students. First of all, at IJMS, we are really happy to be a collaborative partner of your amazing work. Actually, I'm really astonished by the efforts you have been done to have this announced to everybody. And personally, I am happy to be part of the inauguration ceremony. At the International Journal of Medical Students, what is, let's say, basically, what is IJMS? Mainly, it's an open access peer-reviewed journal. We publish original research in all fields of medicine. And as you know, we started back in 2009, and we are positioned as the longest standing international journal for medical students with the highest impact, diversity of authors and editors, and visibility in the world. And absolutely, at IJMS, we share the scientific outcomes and experiences of medical students. And when we say medical students, we include MBBS, MDs, OD, MSTP students, MD, MS students, MD, PhD students also. And we also happy to work with recently graduated physicians like me, mainly who've been in the practice for less than 3 years. And we work with medical students and recently graduated physicians from all over the world. And actually our mandate or the objective of our work been reshaped to be as we want to be the leading platform for early career scientists medical research. And I see that squad medicine and research and IJMS really meet here, as we want really to support and advocate all early career researchers and scientists in the medical research field. At IJMS, we publish papers of clinical, translational, public health, basic science. Also, we accept the clinical trials, systematic reviews, meta-analysis, observational and analytical studies, and we have also section for experiences where medical students and MDs and freshly graduated physicians can share their own experiences and on academic level, social outreach, research, and others. And also, we strive towards the training of a new generation of editors and peer reviewers, so promoting different training strategies among our editorial team. Thank you so much for inviting me to be part of your amazing work. I say congratulations for all the efforts you have done, and we are so happy to be part of this as IJMS and me personally to have. Thank you.
Thank you so much. It's our pleasure to associate with IGMS for this Invade 2022 conference, and we also look forward to future collaboration. So thank you so much, Suhana. Now, proceeding further with the next collaboration partner, that is International Society for Chronic Illness, ISCI. So over to you, ISCI.
Yes, Shreyas, ISCI is not here. We can move on to the next.
Okay. Okay, sir. So moving further with the next collaboration partner, ACEMED. So can we have ACEMED over here with us?
Hi, is my screen visible?
Yes.
All right.
The screen is not visible yet.
Good evening, everyone. I am here to offer insight into our organization, ACEMED. I am Rima. I'm a member of ACEMED. So ACEMED is a budding enterprise with a contemporary outlook. Our founding members are Dr. Ekansh Tiwari and Yashank Kumar. We aim to bring some much needed resolve to the medical fraternity. It involves providing the appropriate career guidance to medical students, generating ardor for modern research, or breaking down the wall between foreign and Indian medical students. Our association may be founded by foreign medical graduates, but teams at ACEMED also have a number of Indian medical graduates. ACEMED is now operating in medical colleges in India and is ready to roll out in multiple medical colleges abroad. We also aim to break down the wall between foreign and Indian medical students. In the past 7 months since its inception, ACEMED has successfully conducted a multitude of projects, be it academic courses for pathology and anatomy, starting our own journal club, research, exam and career orientation webinars, etc. We have mentors from the US and the UK who assist us with our research endeavors. ACEMED has its own research society where researchers have been working on projects. In the upcoming months, we aim to initiate newer programs that help our fellow medical students in all ways possible. We look forward to have you lovely people become a part of our growing community. We can help each other build a synergy so we can achieve our desired goals and favorable outcomes. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Team ACEMED. It's a pleasure to collaborate with you, and we also look forward for future collaboration.
Thank you.
So moving further with the next collaboration partner, that is WOD. So can we have word of dentist over here with us? Yeah, are we having word of dentist collaboration partner organization over here with us? I think we are not having here with us. We can proceed further with the next collaboration partner. So that is Rotaract Club of MEDICREW. So over to you, Rotaract Club of MEDICREW.
Hello everyone, I am Simran Spal and I'll be representing Rotaract Club of MEDICREW today. Firstly, I want to thank Squad Medicine and Research, especially Dr. Simachalam, for giving us this opportunity as a collaborative partner. And about our organization, Rotaract Club of MEDICREW is one of the largest charter club under Rotary International. It is a non-profit organization with the club motto of leading with the healthcare through adversity and to the stars. As a charter club, we aim to introduce individuals who are going to make huge changes as the leaders of the community. We exclusively consist of national and international medical students and paramedical professionals from the fields like MBBS, dental, physiotherapy, and we provide a platform to them to come together and use their passion as a service to provide credible contribution to the society. We have our different avenues like the community service, research and innovation, and various other avenues like professional development and also club service to help medical students enjoy their apart from studies. We are working towards integrating our healthcare fields within the club as well. We have also included therapists, occupational therapists, nursing, and veterinary professionals. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Rotaract Club of MEDICREW. It's a pleasure to collaborate with you, and we also look forward to future collaborations. So moving ahead with our next collaborative partner for Invade 22, that is FINDUTSAV. So over to you, FINDUTSAV.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Lalita Lavanishri, a fourth-year medical student, and I'm the head director of FINDUTSAV. At first, I would like to thank Squad Medical Research for giving this beautiful opportunity for collaborations. So FINDUTSAV, what is it? It's a platform for opportunities, but what kind of opportunities are actually available? I would like to show that in a form of a video, so it will be more visually attractive. Can someone make me as the host so I can share the video?
Just a minute, ma'am. Nandita, can you do that? I think you are host, so you will be able to do that.
Nandita, make her co-host. To make her host, we cannot continue recording. Yeah.
I
Done.
hope the screen is visible to everyone.
Yeah, it's
What about the sound?
Hello friends,
yeah, we can hear.
come let's discuss a different topic, which some of y'all might be aware of, but not all. The focus for this video is to get acquainted.
Acquainted with what?
So let's start with a short video clip from Kota Factory.
बसता क्या है आईआईटी यहाँ पे दिन रात सिर्फ आईआईटी करते हो तुम और इस कच्ची उम्र में जब किसी चीज को इतने दिल से चाहते हो ना फिर दो ही चीजें होती हैं अगर मिल गई तो सुकून है चिल है और नहीं मिला ना तो फिर मिलती है जेलेसी चुभन सेल्फ डाउट भाई साहब कॉन्फिडेंस गिर जाता है फिर जितना दुनिया नहीं समझती ना उतना आदमी खुद को लूजर समझने लगता है फिर कितना से कितना अच्छा कॉलेज मिल जाए अच्छा नहीं लगता आईआईटी तो नहीं है ना
Yes, exactly the same guilt we medicals too feel in early medical life. When we don't get our dream college despite working hard on it UG. And what we say to ourselves? Beta, all is well, all is well. This is my ultimate fate, just accept it. But no, from now on, no one will feel that. No matter which college you got, you can visit your dream college every year. Attend events there. Learn from their professors along with students from various colleges and reveal your skills. Presently, we come to know about events and various opportunities around us through our friends, some groups, or via social media platforms which are mostly scattered. And what if some of us have few friends or are less active on social media platforms? How will they come to know? And I think we as a medical community deserve much better. So, I have taken this initiative with my engineering friends to build something which represents our ethos and us. Many times, events that reach us get ignored. It can be due to long WhatsApp messages or getting misplaced among various WhatsApp groups. While crossing all these hurdles, you finally find something which excites you. Sometimes, event dates slips off the mind and you are back to square one. Imagine if you can get something like a combination of YouTube and Instagram where you can get all opportunities based upon your profile, where you can create your account and get notified when someone you follow posts an event or we find some event of your interest. You can not only set reminders but also thank them. A place where you can post and share events with others and help them reach their true potential. This will help you to strengthen your reputation.
What exactly is the opportunity for a student?
Let me tell you, every year most of the medical colleges organize events. All these events consist of many workshops, seminars, national and international quizzes, cultural, paper and case presentation competitions, and the list is endless. COVID times have spurred a way of interaction in learning, that is through virtual conferences, interactive sessions with students and the best doctors globally. And yes, there are various opportunities for medical students to go abroad too. Example, MSc exchange programs and many more. We aim to create a centralized place for all events of prestigious medical student organizations. And if you are a member of any one of them, you too can create your organization's account and post events easily. Events which not only develop a clinical experience but also inculcate and flourish the hidden interest for research are present, but we are not aware of them. So let's work on our interest together. Guys, a medical career gives us an upper hand to directly reach rural areas, and some of the organizations like Nirman and Sevankur show us the way to provide social service along with personality development. What can one opportunity do? Listen to this from the man behind the success of McDonald's.
I stand right here before you today, and I'm going to offer you something as precious as gold. You know what that is? Anybody? Anybody? Opportunity. It's opportunity. Opportunity. Opportunity to advance, to move forward, to move up, to advance, to succeed, to win, to step up. The sky's the limit. Sky's the limit.
Come guys, let's peep out of the box of a typical medical career and get aware of opportunities lying around ourselves. Pick the best one and flourish. Now let us imagine a life as a person, learning, winning and participating in some of the above events, or we may say living our dreams in comparison to our current version. Let us create a community, share opportunities reach to you and uplift together. So if you are ready to come out of your comfort zone and discover yourself, come and join us on FINDUTSAV.
So friends, come, let's get together and build a place where no one is deprived of any opportunities. And please follow us on our Telegram group to get more information about the conferences, workshops, or anything which is related to medical field. So please, everyone, scan this QR code and you can join us on our Telegram group. And thank you.
Indeed, a great initiative. Thank you so much for collaborating with us. It's a pleasure to have you for Invade 2022, and we look forward to future collaboration. So now moving further with our next collaboration partner, that is Medico's Got Talent. So over to the representative of Medico's Got Talent. Are we having representatives from Medico's Got Talent over here? I think we are not having at present. So we can proceed further with our next collaborative partner, that is GAIMS, Global Association of Indian Medical Students. Anyone here from GAIMS? I don't think so. We are having at present the organization representative over here. So we can proceed. We can proceed further with our conference further. So this was all about our inauguration ceremony, which was indeed a great success. Thank you so much to our guest speaker and all the organization partners to come forward over here and introducing your organization too. So we will be proceeding further with the further webinars and workshops for Invade 2022 now. Thank you so much everyone for joining.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Nandita, you can stop the recording.
Okay.